At Lao Mauzi's bar, an unexpected visitor arrived, a Nigerian princess. This infuriated Lao Mauzi, and for good reason. A few months earlier, he had received an email from someone claiming to be a Nigerian prince. The prince said he needed to transfer $40 million out of his country and promised to split the fortune with Lao Mauzi if only he'd pay a $5,000 transfer fee. Did you send him the money? Someone might have asked. I did, Lao Mauzi would admit. I was sure he was legit, his spelling and grammar were absolutely terrible. So how much did you end up getting? 8 million? No, not a single cent. So when a Nigerian princess showed up at his bar, Lao Mauzi was convinced her brother must be the very prince who scammed him. He was ready to confront her, but Ho Mo stopped him. After all, he was now her bodyguard. Ho Mo opened the door, only to find the princess had already vanished. He rushed outside and ran straight into the sheriff, who was just pulling up. Ho Mo explained he'd lost track of a princess. The sheriff nodded and said, "Well, she's right in the back of my car." Relieved, Ho Mo went to check, but the car was empty. The sheriff, now convinced Ho Mo was drunk, threw him in jail. It didn't take long for his two best friends to bail him out, but the princess was still missing. Lenny had an idea. Why not find someone to impersonate her? Their eyes landed on Carl, the black guy. Carl was firmly against it. Just then, Homo's phone rang. It was his secretary checking in. Ho immediately switched to a high-pitched, princess-like voice to trick her, but she saw right through it. She concluded everything was going exactly as she'd expected. Meanwhile, back at the bar, Lao Mauzi was sweeping up fallen peanuts. He picked out the ones that still looked presentable, cleaned them off, and put them back in the bowl to resell. That's when the princess returned to settle her tab. She asked Lao Mauzi to chat for a few bucks. He was intrigued, but then he remembered the $5,000 he'd lost to the Nigerian prince. Using his smooth conversational skills, he found out the princess had a brother with a computer. Lao Mauzi was sure this was the scammer, so he told the princess the whole story. She burst out laughing. Then the princess said she was hungry and reached for a jar of eggs. Lao Mauzi stopped her immediately, those were his prized possessions, and suggested she look for something to eat in the kitchen. Exhausted after a long day, Lao Mauzi decided to close up. When the princess didn't come back after a while, he went to check and found her fast asleep. Not wanting to disturb her, he turned off the lights so she could rest. He pulled the felt off the pool table, used some peanuts as a pillow, and lay down to sleep. Just then, the princess woke up. Good night, moon. Good night, broom. Good night, jukebox won't play a tune. Good night, eggs. Good night, dregs. Good night, bugs crawling up my legs. Good night, mice. Good night, the gentle princess like water. Touched by Lao Mauzi's whimsical, sleepy charm, the princess smiled, climbed back into bed, and drifted off to sleep again.